That was fun.
I love that intro. Hello and welcome once again to Fave 5 from Fans, the podcast where we explore all things favorite. I'm your ever enthusiastic, maybe certifiable, definitely quotable host, Jamie Ray, and today we have returning back to the Plastic Microphone Studios via Riverside.fm. That's right, Riverside. If you're listening, please feel free to sponsor me. I'll do anything for you. I'll say your name over and over again. I'm not desperate though. Is Channing Sherman, C.S. Sherman, the Smarty Art Brother himself, here to discuss our favorite catchphrases. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Every time I think this is going to be the last time Jamie invites me on the show, I see you and you say, "Hey, you got to come back." And I'm thinking, "Wow, okay. All right."
Well, I've got the memory of a goldfish, so too much feedback.
Always happy to be back. It's always good to
I am
chat it up with you, my
so
friend.
excited.
Yes.
I felt a little bad, like I was cheating on you because I did another GI Joe show with somebody else, and I was like, oh my god, I hope Channing doesn't see this.
Oh, I got to go back. I got to go back now because I don't remember seeing that on your IG. I got to go back now and
Whew,
see
dodged that
that.
one, and then now I brought it up. So
I'll be boycotting after this. Yeah.
well, anyway, like we always do, we decided on a topic, which is catchphrases, and they'll be from movies, TVs, anything up on the screen. And I asked my guests to pick their five favorites, and I also give them the ability to take two honorable mentions. And I know you're a rule follower, so you probably don't have more than two honorable mentions.
You are correct. I have exactly
See,
two honorable
some
mentions.
people, you hear that, Mark Sino? Some people can follow the rules. So,
So,
as always, I'm going to let the guest go first because he is our honored guest, like I just said. Let's hear what your favorite honorable mentions are.
all right. So, like I mentioned, I've got two, and they're gonna be weird. One thing I like about this show is it's okay if your picks are from kind of niche things,
Yes,
maybe non-black. It's personal choice, personal
that's
favorites.
right.
Yeah, and
100%.
I
It's
like that.
your favorite.
Yeah, so spoiler alert, you're not gonna get any "Here's looking at you, kids" or
No.
"Play it again, Sam's" or "Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damns" here. But my first one just has some sentimental value, and it
Okay.
starts out, you know, I'm sick and tired of men using love like it's some kind of disease they catch. Love should have brought your ass home last night. That was from a character named Angela in a little movie called Boomerang. It's a romantic comedy starring Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Now,
That's Eddie
that,
Murphy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, yes, and that resonates in my heart because I don't know if Angela was played by this young woman named Holly Berry. Maybe you've heard of her.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, this was my introduction to Holly Berry and the goddess that she is. So, and also Angela, her character is probably the first time I looked at a character in a movie and said, that is the perfect woman for me. Because
Oh,
she was quiet, she was very loving and compassionate, but when he did her wrong,
oh
she
yes.
put him in his place. Hence the
Yeah,
love should have brought your ass home last night line.
that's
And,
right.
yeah, and this Holly Berry, this little petite little thing, and she is just reading him for the dog that he is. So
Wow.
yes, Angela from
Good.
Boomerang, played by the wonderful, talented, and beautiful Holly Berry. And yes, I
And the
am happily
wonderful,
married.
talented, beautiful Eddie Murphy.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, this is true. Two things can be true. Yes, I agree.
That's right. Okay, that's a good one. So
Yeah.
what else you got for us?
All right. So this other one, it's a weird one because it's a quote of someone giving a quote.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, but it comes from a little movie called Serenity, which all my Firefly fans, my brown coats should know.
Kirk's gonna know this one.
And it said, Shepherd Book once said to me, if you can't do something smart, do something right. And that was said by Jane Cobb. And I've just kind of incorporated that into my everyday day living because they were trying to decide what to do next.
Right.
And like that was the whole thing. It's like, okay, we either go try and fight this evil empire or we run for it. And obviously, one was the dumb choice, one was the right choice, and that was kind of how they did it. Look, if you can't do the smart thing, do the right thing. So
That's right. I like that.
yeah.
That's was such a great show. But that's
Oh
from
yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, that is particularly from the movie
Gotcha.
specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. I love that. And I'm sure, like
Thank
I
you.
said, I'm sure my buddy Kirk's gonna like that.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Brown coats unite.
Cool. All right. Well, I have three honorable mentions. It's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. The first is from the okay. The first is from the incomparable Wallace Shawn, as played in the Princess Bride movie as Vicini. And it's one word, and he says it over and over again, and it is inconceivable. Now, I did a little dig on it because it was just one word. He says it 5 different times in the movies. He says it when Inigo first suggests that they might be followed by a ship. A second time when they say that he's on the ship, he says absolutely, totally, and in all other ways inconceivable. When they are on the cliffs of insanity and the man in black is climbing up even after all of that. When the man in black survives having the rope cut, which when he says it prompts Inigo's just legendary response, you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you
What
think
do
it
you think it
means.
means?
And then when Wesley is running through the field after defeating Inigo in their duel. So I do that all the time, especially when someone says something dumb to me. I'll just be like, inconceivable. So
That is a
I
good
love
one.
that one. I'm sure you're familiar with it. I see
Yes.
the giggles.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes. Good choice. Excellent choice.
thank you. So the second one is one that hundreds of people will know. It's 80, 90 years old. But again, I use it. It's lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. As sang by Judy Garland's Dorothy in the 1939 The Wizard of Oz. So when does she say it? She says it when she's alongside with her companion Scarecrow, Tin Man, as they make their way into the dark, foreboding forest
Right.
outside of Emerald City. They're frightened when all these creatures are running around in the woods and stuff, and then they chant it kind of like this nervous mantra of we've
Familiar.
got to keep them away. And
Yeah.
again, it is up there with all of the other Frankly Scarlet and all of that stuff, but I love it. So a lot of these are going to be from my personal lexicon.
As
And
again, as the host, that's your choice.
thank you. Um, and so some of them are going to be memorable like this that you already know, but there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
So,
Now, quick
and
question.
my third one is in a movie, but like your earlier one, it's going to be quoting someone who actually said it. And it is from the 1995 movie Apollo 13 when Tom Hanks says, Houston, we have a problem. Now, why did I pick this? Well, first of all, it's because whenever something like that's going, and we'll say, Houston, we've got a problem. We all do it. We all say it. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's very much like Luke, I am your father. When that were not exactly the quote. So in reality, the quote was, okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. And it was spoken by Jack Swigert and repeated by Jim Lovell. And
Really?
yes, so it was at 10:06 p.m. Eastern Time on April 13th, 1970. And this I found interesting. It was 55 hours, 55 minutes, and 4 seconds into the flight when one of the oxygen tanks exploded, causing the second tank to fail while they were over 200,000 miles from Earth.
Yeah.
So it is iconic. Anytime something goes a little snafu, you can say, Houston, we have a
We
problem.
have a problem. Yes.
So, all
Another
right.
another good choice.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, I love the fact that it's something that lots of people say, but maybe that's what they said in the movie, but that's not what the actual person said.
Right.
So, just like, little spoiler alert, beam me up, Scotty. Do you know in what episode Kirk said beam me up, Scotty?
He never said beam me up, Scotty, if I remember correctly.
You are a Trekkie. Not until
Yes.
one of the movies did he say that.
Really?
All right. See, that's my Smarty Art Brother right there.
Yeah,
There
I
you
remember
go.
that at a trivia one time. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, yeah, well, what was that? Isn't there a movie where in The Usual Suspects they never actually say round up the usual suspects? Am I thinking about
Yeah,
it?
I think you're right.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah, yeah.
lot of them like that. That could be a whole nother show.
Yes,
Things that
agreed.
quotes that people get wrong.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
Mandela effect, of
excuse me while I
course.
kiss this guy. That's from the Jimi Hendrix song.
Yes.
All right, so we've got these honorable mentions out of the way. We are now ready to hear what's on your number 5 favorite catchphrase.
So, as a kid, and honestly, still a little bit as an adult, I was really big into military stuff, particularly jets,
Okay,
helicopters, planes. And a
G.I.
little
Joe.
movie came out called yes, G.I. Joe. And a little movie named Top Gun came out, and it just changed my world. And
Okay,
there's a quote from it, and it just starts out very simple. I feel the need for speed.
it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It is all over pop culture, zeitgeist. I mean, you can just about walk into any kind of sports bar and just shout that out, and somebody's gonna bring it back. And
Yeah,
yeah, if you need to get the adrenaline going, you feel the need for speed. Or if you just want to get a really good beach volleyball game going, you could
right.
also say it then,
Shirtless
and it
beach
works.
volleyball game.
Well, yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's required by law at that point. Yeah, skins versus skins.
That's it. Wow, it is amazing because I almost chose a line from Top Gun 2,
Really.
but it was "Take me to bed or lose me forever," which doesn't work so well when you walk into a smoky sports bar and yell it out.
Probably not. Probably not.
But
I mean,
I
I
had to
mean,
go with
maybe,
yours.
maybe you like Mace. Maybe you like being Mace. I mean, if you do, give it a shot.
There you go. That was great, though. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Well, for my number 5, there are tons of memorable quotes from Star Trek. As we
Hmm.
all know, there's been what, 34 different series by this point, 107 movies. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but one of the ones that has always stuck with me, especially with when my kids were growing up, and you asked them, and it didn't happen very often. I had 2 very good girls. When you'd ask them to do something, and they'd be like, "No," I'd be like, "No, you'll do it because resistance is futile." And of course, that is spoken by the Borg,
Yes.
Locutus, who was played by Jean-Luc Picard, or was transformed from Jean-Luc Picard in The Best of Both Worlds. Now, yes, it's probably right to say the resistance is futile. And if I'm not mistaken, the Borg Queen said it a couple of times as futile.
Right.
But every time I say it, it is resistance is futile.
Ciao.
And it works for me.
I think
Mhm.
so. And again, that's another one. It's just taken over in pop culture. I think people who know very little about Star Trek
Yeah,
know that line. Like they've heard that line somewhere in reference to
somewhere.
something. Yeah. So no,
Which is,
that is a solid pick.
thank you. And it's to the pick. Sometimes that when you hear it, it's almost like a tongue in cheek of how
Right.
they're using it.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, it could have been engage. It could have been, beam me up. It could have
Right.
been I'm dead, Jim. There's tons of them, but
Right. Right.
that's
Right.
probably the one that stuck out most to me.
Good
So
choice. Excellent
thank you,
choice.
thank you. Well, we got some good ones going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like we know what we're
I am
doing.
just ready to hear what your number 4 is.
All right. Now, where are we at on cursing? Because this one has the S word in it.
Oh, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So this one is from Alonzo Harris in Training Day, and it's just where
Oh,
he gets up and screams out, "King Kong ain't got shit on me." That was the best Denzel Washington you're gonna get out of me. Sorry.
it's okay. It's a low bar. I'm not really
Yeah, yeah,
looking for much.
yeah. Low bar is where I excel, my friend. That's where I excel. Yeah, again, another one of those quotes that just kind of took over in pop culture, but it
Mhm.
was also kind of it's almost kind of like a motivational thing. If you're doing a daily affirmation,
Yeah.
It's like, I'm hugged, I'm loved, people like me. King Kong
Yeah.
ain't got shit on me. You just, it really gets you going. It gets you motivated.
Yeah. Yeah. She got a shirt like that,
You know what? That could be something for. I'm always looking for new shirts to wear at Dragon Con. So,
But could you imagine if King Kong did poop on you? That would
oh,
be, yeah. Then it would be,
oh,
look, it's over. It
yeah,
is
it's
over.
over.
You might not get out of that.
No, you don't recover from that. Yeah, no, you just go straight to the cemetery. Yeah, just
That's
done.
it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's over.
So, so I am familiar with the word. Why is he saying that in the movie?
If I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I've seen it, he's trying to assert his dominance in this
Okay.
and saying how untouchable he is, because he's a crooked cop.
Yeah.
And he has all of these other, drug dealers and criminals afraid of him because they know he's crooked, but they also
Right.
know if he doesn't get his cut, they're in trouble. And they're trying
Okay.
to stand up to him, and he's letting them know, no, let me just assert my dominance on you guys and let you all know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
badder than King Kong is. I got it.
yes,
I didn't know if maybe
exactly.
somebody said something about them being King Kong, and he said, said it back. But
Yeah, as I remember, it was just him just asserting his dominance, basically
yeah.
saying, I'm not just the big dog, I'm the ginormous gorilla that's going to climb up this building. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's the next
And
level
and possibly poop on you.
and possibly poop on you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I make myself laugh. Um, so number 4 for me is probably one of the most iconic on my list.
Okay.
And I think it would be hard put for someone to not get this reference. And it's simple. It's only 2 words with one repeated. First spoken by Sean Connery in Dr. No when asked, "Who are you?" And he says, "Bond, James Bond." I especially like it because my first name is James,
Hmm.
and my last name is also one syllable. So when people ask me, I'll go, Ray, James Ray. Doesn't have the same effect. That's okay. I know.
Yeah.
So it's been used so many times in so many movies by so many different Bonds,
Hmm.
that it is probably the number one on this list of which one would be most recognized by the most number of people.
Yeah. Been parodied a bunch of times. Honestly, it almost made my list.
Oh yeah,
It,
it's a
it
good
really
one.
did almost make my list. Yeah, it's a good one for that. I mean, just the delivery, and again, how deep it's got itself into pop culture. True story. First semester at college, English class, when your teacher makes everybody in class stand up and introduce themselves. I said that because I was like, okay, this is just too dry and dreary. Let me try and liven things up some. Did not go over as well as
I
I
was
would have
fixing to ask,
liked.
how did that go over?
It did not go over. I thankfully did not get put out of the class, but I
That day.
that day, no, that I got like a couple of chuckles, but I
Mm,
think it was more laughing at me instead of with me. Actually, no, never really.
couple of
I
head
know,
shakes.
yes, I know, and now I should correct myself. I know they were laughing more at me instead of with me. And there were a couple of times after that where my instructor would jokingly say, "Oh, Mr. Bond, do you have your assignment?" Or I'd raise my hand and answer a question. Okay, Mr. Bond, and it was not in a flattering way.
I feel like if you ran into them on the street, they would probably remember you and say that though.
Probably so. But on the bright side, I did pass the class.
That there you
So
go. That's all that matters.
yeah.
All that
I
matters.
passed the class. Yeah, yeah. But I see. I got the awkward out of the way early, so the teacher had
Right.
time to forget it, so that it wouldn't
Or
count
this
against me.
you did it early so she would know what she was going to be getting for the rest of the semester.
That is
I,
also a possibility.
either way.
It could
Either
go
way.
either way. Yeah, yeah. But no, that was a good choice. So obviously, because of that story, you can see I 100% agree with that choice.
Good. I'm glad because it is all about what you like on this
Yes,
list.
exactly,
If I
exactly.
can't please Sherman, what am I doing here? What am I
Now that
doing?
should be a shirt. That should be a shirt.
Yeah, but everybody but your wife would maybe get.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Actually, that might be what I get her for Valentine's Day. What could
Oh
possibly go
gosh.
wrong?
Well, I think that's a great idea because I hear that there are a lot of nice hotels in the Lake Charles, Sulphur area. So
Well, I was going to ask
give
if
it
you
a
have a
shot.
sofa with a pull-out bed. I mean, you're right up the road from me, so
Oh, your wife is a lovely woman. I'm sure she
yes,
would
she is.
hit you with a frying pan. But
Yes,
still, I think you should do it.
yes, yes. I might need to put a pin in that one.
All right. Well, but you know what you should do right now is
Hmm.
tell me what your third favorite catchphrase is.
Okay, well, it's funny. With King Kong, giant monkey. We're gonna go to a quote about a banana, and it's
Oh,
just, "We're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe," and that is from Beverly Hills Cop, the first one. And again, this is a quote, very niche quote from a very niche film, but I use this so much
do
because
you?
yeah, oh, I truly do, especially when somebody is trying, I know somebody's trying to trick me or there's a
Hmm.
deception, like, no, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I'm just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I've got my daughter, she uses it every now and then now because I don't remember what the situation was, but something just sounded sketchy and I said, D, that they're trying to get you to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't do it. Don't
That's
fall for the
hilarious.
banana in the tailpipe. And yeah,
Now, that was not the Judd Reinhold character, but the other cop, right?
right,
Who says
right.
that? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It was when he was. It was when they assigned the other two cops to go and track him, and
Yes.
he had fooled the first two, and so they told him, "Hey, we're not gonna fall for the banana in the tail." And he gave them just a hard time for how he said it. But
Yeah.
yeah, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Let that be a life lesson.
So I have to tell you, I love this pick. And the
Hmm.
reason I love this pick is because I choose the first part,
Right.
which is where Bronson Pinchot gives them and says, take the bananas.
Take the banana.
I just
Yeah, 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 yeah.
whenever we're at the grocery store and
Yes.
and it happens occasionally, it'll be like, hey, do you want to grab some bananas? And I'll pick them up and I'll just go to Tina and I'll say, take the
Take the
bananas.
bananas.
It's okay, take the bananas. And I love that they brought him back in Axel F, where he was like, I think he owned a gallery or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
something. It was something weird. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was it was just a chef's kiss to that because that has always been one of my favorite parts.
Yes,
So it's just
yes.
really cool that you've picked the end of that part.
Great
So
minds think alike, my friend, or twisted
that's it.
minds. One of the
That's
two.
it. Okay. Well, for my number three, I have picked a very niche quote.
Okay.
Okay. Catchphrase, whatever you want to call it. And this is something that I use, and I'm going to shout out to Jason Toops, who is my dentist. His
Okay.
dad was my dentist before, and he took over the practice. And he and I, we're great comic friends. We talk about what to write. Talked about what to read and what we've been watching. But every time he has a new person there, and I happen to be there,
Hmm.
I bring this up because he always tells a story about something that happened with us that was a whole nother story. But I'll look at them, and they'll say like, "Well, are you okay?" And I'll look at them and I'll say, "Is it safe?" And they'll go like, "What?" And I'll go, "Is it safe?" I don't understand. Is it safe? Which, do you know where this is from? You probably don't. And it's totally okay.
I'm drawing a blank on this one.
Okay. It's from the movie The Marathon Man
Whoa.
with Dustin Hoffman.
Okay.
And Sir Laurence Olivier says it in his portrayal as Dr. Christian Sezel. He is playing a Nazi who fled from Germany at the end of World War II, has been living in New York, and it was planning this huge diamond heist. And Dustin Hoffman, his character is he's out running at night because he's practicing for a marathon. And he sees something, and they are not sure if he saw what he saw or if he didn't. So at one point they pick him up and they basically tie him up to a dentist chair. Dr. Christian comes in and he does like unrolls the leather pouch and it's got all the dental tools in it. And he sets him back and he starts, touching around and he hits a cavity. Oh, and
Mm-hmm.
he'll say, oh, and he has this he never loses his cool in the whole thing. He's like, you know, the mouth has so many pain centers, and you kind of get the understanding of he was probably one of the really
Real.
bad guys
Yes.
that were over there. And so he'll start poking it and make just screaming in pain. And then he has this like peppermint oil and he puts it on it and automatically it's not hurts nearly as
Mm-hmm.
bad. And what he's asked, he never says, "Did you see us planning the robbery?" Or he's asking, "Is it safe for us to do the robbery?" And
Oh,
Dustin Hoffman literally has no idea
what's
why
going
he's
on?
there or
Right.
what they're asking about. And so the whole thing where he is trying to extricate the information from him that he does not have to give, but literally would do anything to give him to
Right.
get out of that chair. And I think we can one of the reasons
Wow.
it's so just memorable to me is that we've all had a toothache at one point or another. We
It
all
is
know how it
painful.
hurts. We might have
Mm-hmm.
broken a tooth. And to think of somebody sitting there with that little pick, just digging into it and rooting around and oh,
Mm-mm.
oh it's
Yeah.
so much. It's so
Yeah.
and he does manage to escape. And so there's this other, I call it a famous scene, but it's a scene where he is like he's in his pajamas and like a wife beater shirt and he's barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
And because he had been practicing for the marathon, he was able to run and outrun them and get
Gotcha.
away, you know.
Right.
So anyway, that
Hmm.
is my number three. Is it safe
Okay, I
for
gotta look
marathon
that one
fans?
up.
It's a really good film.
Mm-hmm.
As well, I want to say that Roy Scheider's in it too, maybe
Oh,
as a
okay.
detective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's really got this it's really like multi-layered because Dustin Hoffman is just like an everyday kind of guy. And
Right.
his thing is to just run this marathon. He's gonna do it. He's training himself
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so really kind of cool turn of events and you don't know what side's up or down or something. So
Okay.
yeah, give it a
Look
give it
that one
a,
up.
a whirl. I think you'd like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Add
All
that one
right.
to my list.
So this is the part of the show where we stop and we talk because the Smarty Art Brother has so much going on. We're just, as we're recording this, getting into June, but
Mm-hmm.
September's not very far away.
It is not. We're less than 100 days away from Dragon Con, which is if I were a retailer, it'd be my Black Friday. Big, big, to call it a sci-fi convention is underselling it, but big sci-fi convention happens every Labor Day weekend in Atlanta, anywhere from 75 to 85,000 people in about a 5 square block radius in Atlanta. But it has everything from what you traditionally associated a sci-fi convention. So you got your cosplay, you got your
Oh,
Star Trek,
cosplay
your
with a
Star
capital
Wars.
C.
Oh yeah, yeah. They go all out. Like I would love to get to that level one day.
Yeah.
But then they have their hard science stuff too. They have a space track, they have a science track, they have a robotics track. So you can get, the science fiction or the actual science. My wife likes to go because they have some good things for writers there. It's one big convention with a bunch of mini conventions under it, and
Right.
I
Right.
I just love it. I have a group. We promote diversity and those kinds of things, so we get all of the black geeks we call ourselves and get together and do a big photo shoot. We had 25 the first year we did it. We had close to 400 last year. So we've grown a
Wow.
little bit.
A little
Grown
bit. A little
just
bit. A little bit.
just a teeny tiny little bit. I also have some non-geek friends who live in Atlanta, so we usually try to carve out some time to see them because it's a lot. If you're not into crowds, it is not a place to go.
Uh-uh.
Can't handle crowds.
And
Uh,
not
we deal with
not
them.
just a crowd,
Hmm.
but a crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, like sucking in your breath to try to weave your way, and everybody around you is in any kind of cosplay that you, I mean,
Yeah.
the most amazing, everything from some really incredible detailed, like 8 foot tall people with
Hmm.
wings and all of this stuff to, I remember when I went, the last time I went was right after Dude, Where's Your Car came out.
Oh
And
dear.
they had
Okay.
4 people wearing the bubble wrap,
Yeah.
doing the, you know, eh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's so creative and it's so
Yeah.
amazing to see what these people do.
Yeah.
It's,
And it's bled
like,
over into pop culture too. So like
yes,
one year, when the Barbie movie came out, there was just a sea of Barbie and Barbie related cosplay. There was a Barbie Stormtrooper. There was a
yeah,
Barbie Darth Vader. There was a Barb. They brought in all the different Barbies through the years. So there was,
yeah,
Barbie with the orca whale because they did a SeaWorld Barbie years
yeah,
back. So there's this, she's dressed in a SeaWorld swimsuit and she's got this giant inflatable killer whale that she's just
yeah.
carrying around with her like it's nothing.
There you go.
And
And it's a
that's a normal
completely
day.
different feel from
Hmm.
like San Diego Comic Con
It
that
is.
everybody thinks about.
It
That
is.
one
It's
is they're
more fan
bringing
fun.
like the huge panels and the super
Yeah.
mega. These are all, while they do have bigger panels,
Hmm.
these are all smaller panels going on almost all day long and into the night.
Correct. Correct. Since they do it in hotels, there is programming going on almost all night. Sometimes, obviously they'll shut the hotels down for cleaning or everything, but even then, people will just kind of take over the lobby. So
Yeah,
it is beautiful chaos is the best way to describe it. But I love it. It is. I love my wife, but I've told her even when we were dating that Dragon Con is very much my happy place, and she's accepted
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with
she's
you.
accepted it. She's accepted
Eh,
it.
Yeah. And I do want to say to anybody who may be watching this thinking, wow, this really sounds like an incredible event. Um, it is, but it also lends itself very quickly to being an adult event.
Normally
Because
around 9 or 10 o'clock, yeah, the costumes
yeah,
get a
you need to
little
get,
racier.
take your kids during the day. I mean,
Hmm.
there's amazing things to see, but it does definitely take an adult turn. Not like, but you'll see some cosplays and stuff like that that are really really pushing the envelope
Correct.
of
Yeah.
things. And again, you know, incredibly handsome, fit guys, beautiful women, all of this stuff. But it's pretty much well known that the partying that goes on
Hmm.
at nights can be a little
It,
what is it, off the hook,
it
you
can
know.
get out. It can get out there. Now, one thing they have done, and I don't know if they had this when you went. They have a dedicated kids track. That
Oh
has
no, no, I
yeah,
don't
that
think they
has
did.
children's programming. Yeah, so they've got a
That's great.
dedicated kids track. I mean, in addition to programming, they'll bring in artists to sing, kiddie songs and things. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
they're aware that, come 9 and 10 o'clock, the cosplayers get a little bit more adult, but they do still try to give you some options for when you do have your
that's
kids
right.
there. But
And
yeah,
they have
definitely a lot of fun.
parades.
Oh
They
yeah,
have like a
parades.
huge gathering in the 501st.
Yep.
Just
I haven't had a chance. Medieval Knights.
yeah,
They have, if you want to see medieval knights in actual combat with real weapons, no
uh-huh,
disrespect to LARPers, but they're not out there with Nerf swords. They're out there with
yeah,
actual metal shields and swords in armor in
yeah,
August in Atlanta. So they're basically fighting inside an oven.
yeah,
But yeah, if you have even the slightest interest in nerddom or pop culture, there's probably something there for you,
right.
to be quite
And
honest with
there
you.
are still actors and
Oh yeah,
comic book people and vendors out the wazoo. And I
yeah.
mean, it's really, and the hotels that they're in are like 20-story hotels.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
also have subterranean levels that interconnect.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that
Yeah.
I'm getting prepped for because I've also been submitting programming and paneling ideas. So I've been doing
Yeah.
that. There's a convention in Houston called DreamCon. That's
Okay.
in July. This will be my first time going to that one. I'm just
Never
going
heard
as
of
an
that one.
attendee. Yeah, I'm just going as an attendee.
Uh-huh.
It's a pretty large one, and there's some people that are gonna be there. Issa Rae is gonna be there. Cree Summer, who is the woman of 1,000 voices. She's voiced
Okay.
everything from Penny and Inspector Gadget to number 5 in Kids Next Door and everything in between. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, she's yeah, if you just go IMDb her, it'll almost blow up the site. She has that many credits now.
Great.
And that's right
Awesome.
up the road in Houston. So yeah,
Mhm.
and then just doing some traveling with the wife. I can't go do all this sci-fi stuff and not do a few things with her because I'd like
Yeah.
to stay married. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you got to keep the wife
And
happy.
just be able to sleep at nights, not worrying
Yeah,
about a frying
yeah.
pan or
Frying pans. Yeah,
incredibly
exactly,
stuffy pillow. Yeah,
exactly.
no, that's smart. That's why you're
Yeah,
the Smarty Art Brother.
yes, exactly. And whenever time permits, I do want to bring that back. I think I've had one new episode in the last 6 months. It was a good
Ooh.
episode, but I'm very much behind on that. But as you can see, it's because with traveling and conventions and all, life kind of gets in the way. But
It does.
I'm glad I was able to make time to come and hang out with you.
Me too. Me too, because I love when we get together.
Same, same.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So it does sound like you have a big summer coming.
Yes,
Are
yes.
you planning on going down to GalaxyCon in New Orleans?
It is on the list. We'll see how my finances hold up.
Okay.
Because
Well, if you
yeah.
do go, make sure to stop. We'll be in the fan groups area and we'll have
Mhm.
the Plastic Microphone Studio group will be there.
Oh,
So
oh, I love it.
it won't only be me. I think Mark Sino will be there, Nelson Gonzalez, Jeffrey Corbello, Nick may
Name
come.
that pop through. Okay.
So definitely stop by and see. We've got new stickers and we can talk about what you did at oh
Yeah.
no, it'll be before
This
Dragon
was
Con.
before. Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
say got to see how the finances work. But yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm able to make it out there, because plus you always have great swag. I think I've mentioned before. I've brought some of your stuff to Dragon Con with me, and they
Oh
have little
yeah.
vendor tables. And
Thank you.
I've put some. Okay, I got some extra stickers. Let me see if I can get them a few extra clicks here. So yeah, your swag game is always on point.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
nobody's told me to stop doing it. So
No, no, no. I mean that's and
so
even
yeah, I'm
if
gonna
they
keep doing
do,
it.
whatever. Just
Yeah, I
wear a
probably still
mask,
do it anyway. Yeah, I probably still do it anyway. And I can testify because I go back and look. People are taking them. So
Oh yeah?
yeah, people were taking them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I had a few stickers and some buttons, and there's a digital media track which is basically for podcasting.
Uh-huh.
And they had just a little table where people could put out their merch and promote their shows and everything. So
Yeah.
well, I got these extras, may as
I'm
well.
gonna have to put a little goodie bag together and send it to you before you go, if you don't mind then.
Oh yeah, no problem, no
So
problem.
just specifically, and we'll highlight some of yours. Now, are you host? You've submitted panels. Have they
Mhm.
secured your place yet?
Yes, I haven't gotten all my panel assignments yet because I've submitted some and then they're going to put me on a couple that other people have submitted,
Oh,
if
great.
that makes sense. So yeah, but once
Yeah.
I get the schedule, I'll know. But I almost always do a couple on the digital media track because that's what got me
Okay.
into Dragon Con. I also love old cartoons, so I usually
Yeah.
do a couple of things on the animation track, also, and then of course
Awesome.
the diversity track. So yeah,
Great.
oh yeah, if you get me some stuff, I will gladly go hand it out.
I will do it, sir. I will do it.
Hmm.
And of course, we're going to have links to all of your, your digital media stuff. I know that you also do, the you do
The
a
Black Geek
YouTube
Group.
channel
Oh yeah, the
where you
YouTube
put
channel.
stuff
Yeah.
up for the Dragon Con.
Yep.
So
Dragon Con report. Yep.
that'll be great.
Yep. We do
Awesome.
that
Well,
one. Yeah.
good.
So it's been
It
fun.
sounds like you're gonna have a great summer. So do it.
Hopefully. Hot Channing Summer.
Okay.
That's what we're calling it.
All right. Well, if you're ready, I am so ready. This is the part of the show where everybody sits around to wait for the penultimate choices.
Sis.
So tell us, sir, what is your second favorite catchphrase?
Okay, this one is another one. Very popular movie, and it is one that my friends and I use a lot, almost religiously, if not all, definitely part of it. And it just says, "You've been had." You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. And again, going back to Denzel Washington as Malcolm X in Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yes.
That's
Usually you only have to do the first three of you. You just say, man, you've been hoodwinked. Somebody else is gonna jump in with bamboozled and led astray.
okay.
Almost immediately. You don't even have to drop the whole line. But again, yeah.
I'm am familiar with that whole section of that movie. I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Um, but that part is definitely something that you still see people doing memes and stuff like that.
Yes. Oh yeah, always, always. Sometimes with serious things, sometimes with funny things. It's just yeah. Man, you just
So
again,
two Denzel quotes.
two Denzel quotes.
Hmm,
Hey, got to give the
that's
man his props.
oh yes you do. Yes you do. Have you, as a quick pause, have you seen the Man on Fire
Yes.
series that's come out?
Oh, I didn't know it was a series. I thought you just meant the
Yeah,
movie.
somebody just made, I don't know if it's like an 8 episode, whatever. It could be on Amazon, but
Okay.
it's Creasy, I think is the character's
Okay.
name, John
Yeah. Yeah.
Creasy.
hmm
But supposedly it's there. Tina mentioned it the other night. We're probably going to put it on after we watch Cross, which also just came out.
My wife just got me started watching Cross.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I had a bad taste in my mouth from that Tyler Perry movie. No disrespect to Tyler Perry, but he didn't do it justice in
No,
my
no, he
eyes.
didn't.
But
No, he
she
didn't.
got me into it.
Okay, because I'm going to say because what do they call them? The towers of the twin towers of power from the
Yeah.
books.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his friend. You know,
Mm-hmm.
again, they're large, well-built, good-looking black men, and
Mm-hmm.
when you see it done in the Tyler Perry movie, it's kind of like, uh, and then definitely when you saw the two movies before, God love Morgan Freeman. Don't
Right.
get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's like, no, that's not
No.
Cross.
Right. Right. Not
Still
quite.
great movies,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. Yeah, tall, good-looking, built black man. I think that's why my wife started watching it actually. Oh,
Oh,
you
of
should watch
course.
this show. It's good. Oh, this is why you watch it. Yeah. The plot. I'm
Yeah,
doing air
you
quotes
know
for
how
our
it
listeners.
feels when you
Yes,
talk about,
exactly. Tyler
Scarlet.
Berry.
What is it, Scarlet or
Oh
Lady
yes,
J?
Lady J. Hey, you know
Oh, I see
what?
your wife going, I'm sure that's why you like it. You also read the articles.
Yes.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's great. Well, my penultimate choice, I tapped on, but it is something that I say, not so much anymore because they're grown, but um, with my daughters, just like Vader did, I will say, "No, I am your father." Never really got them to do anything more that they weren't going to do already, but that whole scene has been done over and over again. And now with AI, the other
Mm-hmm.
day I saw on Instagram an episode of Jerry Springer where it was where it was Luke Skywalker um, in his Bespin outfit, talking to Jerry about how he found out about his his brew, and then Vader comes out,
Right.
and and then Jerry brings out the results of the paternity test, and he's like, Darth Vader is your father, and Luke goes, no, that's impossible. It was amazing. I know that there are a lot of artists that hate AI
Yeah.
for what it
Mm-hmm.
does. I know there's actors and producers and all of that stuff. But the way they're using AI to do these shorts, especially these Star Wars shorts of
Mm-hmm.
things that are never were going to be filmed ever. We're never going to see it otherwise. I am enjoying the heck out of some of those.
It's what agony and ecstasy. There's so much good and bad with AI. But again, that's a whole nother show in and of
Oh
itself.
my God, yeah. This is a show I don't want to do either,
Yeah, I don't
you
blame
know,
you.
but
But
because
that is a great quote.
when they use it for good,
Hmm
it's great. But when they make things, that's why I never talk about politics. But when either side uses it to make something, anyway, anyway.
Yeah.
But that is it from Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. I am your father.
Again,
So,
another great one that, like you said, has been memed and has been taken over in pop culture. Um, I mean, one of my coworkers, he had a little picture frame that has "I am your father" on it, and it's got a picture of him and his son
that's
in
great.
it. So it's been memed, it's been merchandised. It's everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, great. Well, now we've gotten all of those out of the way. We are at the top, the peak. We want to hear. Oh, look at there. I said it myself. I got to owe myself a quarter. I want to hear what your ultimate favorite catchphrase is.
My ultimate favorite catchphrase is going to require some explaining, but
No,
it. I gotta,
please.
I like a little bit of a backstory, but it's a quote that we heard in a movie. I want to say either when we were in finishing up high school or starting college, and we used it so much, especially during college. And the bad part is we usually used it in the most inappropriate times, but we were young and dumb and in college, so we didn't know any better. There's a movie, there's the House Party series, the movies with Kid and
Okay,
Play.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
With
they
Kid and
had,
Play.
yeah, and they had three of them. And this was from House Party 3.
Oh wow.
And they had these young singing group. They were called Immature. They were playing like Kid and Play's nephews or something, and they were in a separate room while the house party was going on, and they were watching a movie of an adult nature that they should not have been watching because they were little
Okay.
kids being bads. Their grandmother, who had really bad vision, came in and said, "Hey, what are y'all doing in here? What are y'all watching?" And she says, and the boys try to figure, okay, she can't see. The boys just say, "Oh, mom, we're just watching Ninja Turtles." And not mom, but
Okay.
grandma. Grandma, again, with her bad eyes squinting, she looks at them and says, "That ain't no turtles. That's ass." Because again, there's naked women on it. So all throughout college, especially if we will see a particularly attractive woman walk by. I apologize in advance to all the women I went to college with. One by would just say, "That ain't no turtles," and then somebody else would come in with, "That's an ass."
That's amazing. I've never heard that before.
And we still use it to this day, even when we get together in chats or everything. Just as a reminder. Yes, that if anything gets me canceled, it will probably be that. Thankfully, I don't. Although this might be the only proof that we ever said it, because it's not like everybody had cell phone cameras back then.
That's right.
So
Right.
now if I ever run for president, you have some blackmail material to use on me. Yeah,
Sometimes I think back and I'm like, God, dog, I'm so glad we didn't have cell phones back when we were kids. So we did some stupid
good
stuff
stuff.
that
Yes.
nobody has any proof for.
Nope. Nope.
So it didn't happen.
Nope. Nope. It did not happen, and more importantly, we survived.
That's right.
So I feel like everybody wins. But yeah, it's just this really obscure quote from
It
the
is.
third movie in a trilogy that most people probably won't remember. But if you YouTube it, it's up there, and
Okay.
it's just hilarious. And it was also her delivery because they just said, okay, be a stereotypical old grandmother. It's like, that ain't no turtles. Yeah, I can't even do it justice.
I have to look it up.
Yes, please.
But before I go on, this is exactly why I love this show.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk about a favorite, it can be so obscure and out of 100 people, maybe two will instantly know what you're talking about.
Right.
And that doesn't matter. It's
Right.
your favorite, you love it, and just look at how your whole face lights up and you make yourself laugh
Yes.
just
Yes.
telling the
Yes.
story. And that's what I love about this. So I really want to tell you that's a great choice,
Thank you.
and thank you
Thank
for
you.
bringing it.
Yes. Honestly, when I'm done with you, I'm gonna get in the group chat with my buddies from college and tell them, hey guys, you won't believe what I just had like an 8 minute discussion on.
Well, there will be some shorts on Instagram later, and I'm going to make sure that that's one so you can tag them
Please.
all in it.
Please. Please. Please.
All right. Well, before we get to mine, I just wanted to take a short break because I want to mention two catchphrases, I guess you would say, that I use in my everyday life that did not come from movies or cinema or anything like that. Both of them come from my dad, who was, I was growing up, would always say things like he wasn't the smartest person out there or he wasn't the most talented. Um, but he always imparted to me the best wisdom that I've ever seen to this day. I wish a, a dozen times a day I wish I could call him and tell him something. He would love this podcast. I just know it. But one of the things he always told me was to measure twice and cut once. We used to do a lot of woodworking together, and I think it was Norm Abrams who said that a lot on This Old House. Um, But when we talked about it and we used it, it was much more than just measuring wood. It was about the fact that if you measure it twice and you make the right cut the first time, you're not wasting anything. But it also goes out into a, kind of a bigger lesson, which is in life, which is you think twice before you say something. Consider something twice before you go out and go to do it. And it's just always that your immediate reaction is not necessarily what's required. You should stop and give it just a little bit of time. And I live by that every day. Um, the other one has a little bit of story behind it. When you and I were kids, the space shuttle, the Enterprise, was just, it was the absolute biggest thing. And I loved space and science fiction when I was a kid. And so one day I asked him, why is it that when the space shuttle comes back, or those other lunar modules and everything came back, that they don't burn up when they came in? And that's when he told me, I don't know, but I know someone who will know. And I was like, okay. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, I come home from school and there's this, I remember it just like it was yesterday. It was a pouch that was that same kind of paper that paper bags are made out of. And up in the top left corner, it said NASA, da 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 da, Houston, Texas. And I was like, what the heck? I open it up. It is a whole packet of things about the space shuttle, about how the things at the bottom of it. There's pictures of it superheated where it's still glowing on the inside, and somebody's holding it with their bare hands because of the way it dissipates the energy and all of this stuff. I turned around and probably at least two different times made science projects based off of that stuff. And what that taught me is that that you don't have to be afraid to say you don't know something, to say you don't know how to do something. But it's important to know that you can find out, because people in general want to share knowledge. From caveman times when we were writing stories, in stone with other stones on the walls, to today, people want to tell their story, share their knowledge. And I just think that's um, it's very important for people to not be afraid of something they don't know. Because especially in this age, when you could pick your phone up and find everything right away, it's important to remember that the answer's out there. It doesn't necessarily have to come from the web. Go find an old person who's got a white beard and ask them, and they can tell you. But that was it. I don't know the answer, but I could find it out.
That's a good
And
one.
I live with those two things almost daily. So, but that being said, from a movie, my absolute favorite catchphrase comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, we all know he's got some incredible catchphrases, from "I'll be back" to "Hasta la vista, baby." So many different ones. But I'm not talking about movies from the Terminator. I'm not talking about his great soliloquy, or whatever you want to call it, from Conan the Barbarian about what is best in life. No, I'm talking about when Detective Richard Kimball was undercover as the kindergarten cop. And he's learning how to deal with children, but they are so loud and they're rambunctious. And he sits down and he's just holding his head. And the
Mm-hmm.
kid who would eventually play Gage or had played Gage in um, Pet Cemetery, comes up to him and he's like, "What's the matter?" And he's like, "I've got a headache." And the kid goes, "Maybe it's a tumor." "No, it's not a tumor. It's not." The delivery and the way he says that, oh my God, you cannot say that you have a headache around me
Mm-hmm.
without me saying, "Oh, it's a tumor." And then my
Yeah.
wife, of course, will. It's not a
Not a
tumor.
tumor.
It's
It's not a
not
tumor. It's not a tumor.
exactly.
That is a good
And
choice.
thank you. It just makes me smile every time because it is one of those things that as soon as you hear it, you see it
Yes,
in your brain.
yes,
Because
yes.
what a crazy choice for that movie.
It
And he
was.
did such a great job. You know, um, uh, it's one of those movies that is not talked about enough
No.
in Arnold's repertoire because he
He
is
has some
all
good
the
comedy
action. He's all,
chops. Right.
yeah, he really does. But
Yeah.
that scene later on when he finds out about the abusive father and
Yes.
goes out,
Roughs him up.
yeah, and it wasn't about the violence. It was about
Mm-mm.
the checked violence
Right.
that he kept inside of him, and I mean, literally, I could go on and on about that,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. No,
it's
good one.
if you've never seen it, you should definitely find Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah. Well, it's funny when you said you were doing a Schwarzenegger quote and it was not gonna come from Terminator. I
Uh-huh.
immediately went to Predator and get to the chopper. That's
Yeah,
what I
get to
thought
the
you were doing.
chopper.
But tumor, just as good. It's not a tumor.
And get to the chopper. And I'm sure you've seen because Shane Black was in the
Yes.
first Predator,
Right.
and then later on he was writing other ones, and he wrote The Predator
Mm-hmm.
about the massive one. And
Mm-hmm.
in that movie, when they're running, someone yells, "Get to the chopper!" Have you seen this?
Yes.
Okay, and then they run in and they come out riding motorcycles, and I'm like,
Why they
"Oh
do
God,
that?
that is great!
That was
That
brilliant.
is so great!"
That is brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, Shane Black had some good writing credit. That was a
Yes,
nice
he
little
does.
callback. That
Yeah,
was a very nice callback. And yeah, that's another one that we use. Get to the chopper.
yeah. He had so many great ones, though. He
He
really
did.
did. He had some
He
people,
did.
he had some good writers and some great delivery.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so come with me if you want to
To
live.
live
We could do a whole show on
on Schwarzenegger.
favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes.
Yes,
You
and
know,
people still use. There was a show I was
Mhm.
watching the other day, and somebody used the "Come with me if you want." It was on an episode of NCIS.
Oh,
Um, and one of the agents went up to somebody and said, "Come with me if you want to live." Like, okay, I see what you did there.
yeah. I saw it somewhere else when it was more of a sitcom situation or something,
Hmm.
and the guy comes and goes, "Come with me if you want to leave," and they're like, "You mean come with me? I want to live? No, no. If you want to leave, we can go now if you
Yeah,
want
we can
to."
go now. Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
I was
actually
like,
pretty good.
"That's great.
I
That
gotta
is
look
so
that one up
great."
too. I gotta look that one up too.
Wow. Well, listen, folks, that concludes the countdown of our favorite catchphrases. Yes, this could go on for 3 more hours, but
Easily.
it's not. Channing, I want to thank you so much for taking the time because I know the busy, busy schedule you have, but I always enjoy when we get to sit down and have these talks even when they're on the floor of SciFicon or
Yes.
upstairs at Louisiana Comic Con, a
Yes.
moment of silence for their passing.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll get another one here. We'll get
Yes. Yes.
another one, and
Yes.
you'll come for
Yes.
sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I want to start hitting more of the statewide ones. So, and hopefully we'll get you back to Dragon Con one year too.
Oh, I would love. That's not unheard of. My
Hmm.
friend Kirk and I, we go to 2 cons a year. We go to OAX, early in the winter,
Hmm.
and then we go to Heroes Con, which is next week,
I've
if
heard
you
of
want to
Heroes
go.
Con. Yeah. Okay.
And that's Heroes Con is my happy place because it is only comics and comic, you know, there's no nothing wrong with it, but there's no wrestlers, there's no movie stars, there's none of that. It's about comics and comic art and comic writers. And they're all sitting there at tables just waiting for you to talk to them. And it's a really great experience.
Like it.
Uh, but all right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Fave 5 from Fans. We hope you enjoyed diving in and reliving some of our favorite catchphrases. And if you liked the episode, how about giving us, a thumbs up somewhere, leave us a 5-star review. Um, there's all kinds of things you can do that won't cost you any money. Share the episode with a friend. Um, whatever. then you could go on and you could follow us on Instagram and on X and on Facebook and on TikTok. And while you're on those platforms, don't forget to follow at at PM Studios Pod to find out more shows from the Plastic Microphone Studios. We've got great episodes coming out all the time, so be sure to subscribe. With that, new episodes come out every Friday, and they are. I think I'm going to change my script because I am so yes, they do. Unless they don't. So be sure to subscribe so that you can catch everyone that comes out when it comes out. And remember, folks, it may not be the best. It may not be the most popular, but if it's your favorite, that's good enough for us. Thanks so much, people. Sherman, take us out.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. It is always a pleasure. Thanks to the audience for listening to me chuckle and ramble for all this time. If you want to hear more of me, you can catch me on the Dragon Con Report podcast. We do it once a month, and we do it building up to the Dragon Con convention, so you can learn more about it and what goes on. You can follow my group, the Black Geeks of Dragon Con. We're on Facebook. Just search for Black Geeks of Dragon Con. And if you want to follow me, I'm at Channing Sherman on most major social platforms, or just look for me at channingsherman.com, and that'll get you to all my links. And again, thanks, Jamie. Thanks to listeners. Always fun. And as long as you will have me back, I will continue to come back.
That sounds good. I've already got an idea. We're going to talk about it in a minute. But one thing I do want to mention is, have you ever thought about having your club meet at like a Greek restaurant? And so you could be the Black Geek. Is it Greek? It's just an idea. Just an
I'll pitch
idea,
it.
man.
I'll pitch it. I'll pitch it to the leadership team.
All right. Thanks so much, sir.
Always a pleasure.